Good evening. We are here in Corinth, and I've just sold my items and have put myself in for a 21-day repair on my broken katana. It is 7 in the morning, the 26th of Evening Star, still 3rd Era 390, and we will be on our way to the Halls of Colossus. Well, normally I would like to get my health up. We have a long journey ahead of us, and we may as well heal inside the dungeon itself.
The Halls of Colossus in Elsewhere Province. The date is Lourdes 26th of Evening Star, the year 3rd Era 390. Based on the current weather, it will take 10 days to travel here. Total distance is 400 kilometers, and we should arrive by Sundus 6th of Morning Star in the 3rd Era, year 391. Halls of Colossus. You stand before the gigantic walls of the Halls of Colossus, built by giants in an age-long past. The wind echoes mournfully through the empty battlements. Here lies the fourth piece of the Staff of Chaos.
This is off to a promising start. We will do our best to get this promptly so we can find the next piece in the same session, but it's unlikely given my past speed.
You enter the secret passage to the Halls of Colossus. The floor here is covered with a fine mold, scratched by large, sharp claws, and the air is something I can't read.
If it's only lizard men, we should be okay. But it won't only be lizard men, will it? A secret passage holding enemies. The most diabolical of traps. The aim, as always, is to take any items that might be improvements. I still need an ebony katana and a better shield if I can. But as far as items for loot are concerned, anything magical will be the best return. And I try not to spend too much time focusing on trivial items. Never give up on yourself, no matter what the option says. dilemmas in starting inside of a dungeon is I have very little opportunities for discussion. Creatures inside of a dungeon are not exactly here for conversation. And I don't always have something to say inside a dangerous area other than reactions. Here I'm particularly trying to avoid using the spell because I don't have a lot of energy. I might question the integrity of that door I couldn't open, but let's not. I don't know why I picked up that staff. So we are on to a good start as far as getting items are concerned. But of course we're not here to make ourselves wealthy. We've already succeeded in that. We're here to put an end to Jagartharn's reign. Aside, obviously, orcs are enemies inside of this game. I don't know when that changes and they become playable. I don't also know if there is an explanation for the change in the Khajiit. But in between the sessions, I will do my best to find out exactly who these people are. And any changes that might have happened in between. And of course, I will always remain a Dunmer. And that won't change my interactions with whoever I run into inside of a dungeon. I don't know if this is by design, but I do rather like that these seem to be laid out in a little more of a sensible setup. I remember the spider's web and the Elden Grove sometimes got a little twisted for seemingly no reason. I hate it when they sneak up on me. Well, I say less sensible layout, and then occasionally I run into a room that seems to be a room to nowhere, but the Halls of Colossus do seem to have more areas which involve secret passages like this. Down. Also admit it is sometimes enjoyable just to go through an environment where you know you're a bit stronger than the opponents and wade through them. I much prefer some easier to take lizardmen than I do knights with very high armor ratings. But it is not very heroic to beat up on things that are weaker than you. We'll see if the Halls of Colossus bring anything worthy of its name, or if this is just now a destination for the riffraff. I know we have a lower level, but seeing as I'm up here, I thought I would take a quick look at any other places I might be getting some items. I think we only have, oh, there's two, so we'll see what's in the middle here. I might save this for the trip back. I'm amused by this lock. Who was that? I don't think that was a giddy little squeal from me about the amusement of the lock. Alright, I'm sure there's something else for me up here, but there's no point in going too far. If we're not laden with loot on the way out, we can do a more thorough investigation. Now, one challenge is that I did put 21 days in for my katana repair.
The dead air in the Halls of Colossus is dry and stinks of decay in the quietude of the chamber. You can hear the scuffling of many feet. Red eyes stare out at you from the gloom. And don't give me enough time to read the flavor text.
So, when I was negotiating with the blacksmith, I said that I would take 21 days to return and collect my sword. If we get through here without resting, then chances are I won't be able to get the sword right away. This is particularly precarious because if I get diseased, I don't think I'll have enough mana to be able to deal with it. Whoever built this knew my fear. All rats. I will crush these rodents. No quarter. No. When I get that light back, I'll be in real trouble. There we go. The nightmare is done. Unexpected. I'm assuming it's going to be the same on the other side, but let's just take a quick look. So we need to find an iron key, or possibly pass wall, but let's not be too hasty. Might be interesting to see if I can access one of the other stairways from this level, or if I need to go down to access each individual set. This seems like a great use for a levitate spell, but let's see if we can find things without it. So it's inconclusive as to whether or not we can access the other stairs from here. This will hurt. This will be where we rest. Ah. Ah, Ruby. Oh, God. How many of these are there going to be? Give myself a little camp. Does seem to be a little nasty to put an important relic like that behind a secret door, but curious what's on the other end of that, but not curious enough to go swimming. I'm gonna take a quick look left if I can, just to see where the water goes, and then to the right to see if we can access any of the other stairs. Alright, this has a little possibility. Can I avoid getting wet? Yes. So it is curious what's down below there, but not enough for me to dedicate some time yet. So I think this is where we started. lizard man, though. Does seem a little odd that there's just these two rooms here, but wouldn't be the first time I went into an odd room with nothing there. Not this again. I am not clearing this floor as much as I want to. The swarm never ends. Sorry, one moment. What was that? I'm wondering if that's telling me that something went into the water. You're kidding me. How am I supposed to go down? Well, we'll wait for this to wear off, I guess. I don't know if it's my luck or not, but these zombies usually have very good coin purses. Very heavy coin purses. They're rich, is what I'm trying to say. doors have not been too much of a problem, but I am curious if you're a character who isn't as good at picking locks, how you're supposed to get through a level like this. This game is much less confident in my abilities than I am. Or maybe it's just my tenacity. Why do I have the feeling I'm gonna need to get 6 keys for the piece of the staff? This is interesting. So I may have been wrong about the connections. Also, it sounded like something ripped. Thing, it's like a truck. Suspiciously open. there was a way to do it without swimming. We can go without the light for a little while. You just look for the red beady eyes and swing. I don't really need the light up here, do I? Wait, I've already... I knew that was gonna happen at some point. Plague, I defy you. Curiosity's gotten the better of me. I have a dagger I can use that's really good at this. Not quite fit to purpose. Also, what do you mean charisma -5? wish one of these was iron and I could be done with this. I think I may have just eliminated my possibility of curing that disease. Alright, this will be tricky. Maybe not as tricky as I thought. I do know it's possible to die if you leave the disease untreated for an extended period of time, such as travel. This seems as good of a place to camp and shift around my inventory a bit. Why is my charisma going down so much? So not interested in the ghoul. I give up. I wonder if those are permanent. Very interesting. I did not realize that. I'm assuming it means that the disease has longer effects on me than. So I can try going under the water, but in this case I think I'm just going to use the stairs. I think I might have come this way, but let's see. Nope, this is new. One challenge I'm going to encounter fairly soon is dealing with my shield. It's getting a little banged up, and I don't really have a replacement for it, so if I find a good one to pick up or to buy, I think I will. Just so I can have a spare set to keep adventuring with rather than sit and wait. This is a decent way to find secret passages. It's one of these. The real question is there any reason to go into this hole? There is not. This is a secret passageway to a hole. I lost my, well, maybe the beast on the other side will open it for me. The real shame is I think I got rid of all the, trashy weapons. Well. There is something somewhat curious of an adventure just picking up random potions off of orcs. But I'll not complain, I need them. Wait, so this all leads to places I've already been before. So I need to figure out which one this is, it looks like. Well, there might be a possibility up here. Okay, down. That's pretty unlikely that's going to be true, but we'll see. so by my map. Yeah. Now I do have the Ring of Passwall if it comes down to it, but I also have a full mana pool, so let's get this over with. It's good to be a mage. I don't know why I hang on to the plate gear. As long as I do, it's not worth as much. Okay, I'm curious. Wild. I'm gonna be very upset if there's nothing here. If I find out the keys are in these areas, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'll try opening it with what I've got. Keep your disease away from me. I'm gonna start by investigating those 2 areas I said I was gonna get back to. That sounded interesting. False alarm. Take a quick look over here because I can. But I'm doubtful that it'll show us anything. Alright, so I need to go back to the start of the level. Oh, I should be able to get there from here. Come on. There we go. Oh, for heaven's sake. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. If this doesn't open the iron, I'm gonna be... You know what, let's just check the new area to be sure. So I think the indicator is that there's a plate or some other kind of trapdoor just in front of the secret areas that give you new keys. But I might just be finding patterns where none exist, as I have potentially up to 7 keys jangling in my pocket. There it is. I have earned this. We'll see what this has available. Tricky. Alright, we will save one sword just in case we run into something to break open. Well, I did say I'd be coming back here if I wasn't laden with loot, so... It's very tempting to use Passwall, but I'm not that lazy, so... On we go.
On this body, you find a hastily scribbled note. It speaks of finding 6 keys to unlock the secret of halls. These keys, according to a crude map, seem to be scattered about this level. A red X is scribbled on the spot directly north of here.
I wish I had read that note before. Although I don't know about the 7th. Next time I'm bringing a two-handed weapon. Interesting. Something terrible's going to happen to me behind the last one, I know it.
I'm the architect of this hell, whose name is forgot in the dust of time. Yet where there is no dust, where the river would speak, there is my name. Find this place and then return to tell me my name. Only then shall you pass this door. What is my name?
Am I supposed to be going back to where? Where is this place? Architect, so some race built this a long time ago. No dust. The river would speak.
is not my name. The wisest man would never guess it. Search these hallowed halls. Make yourself clean. Murder that which is dead. Then give me the name that is true.
Try to avoid disease as much as I can. I think it might be something to do with this area, but might also be here. There's not a lot for me to see and do on this level. I barely picked the one door that's not easy. Let's work with what we have. We've got water here, and we've got water down here. I seem to remember swimming through this before. Ah, yes. So it did give us a sound effect, and because I couldn't get the levitate to let me through that area, we didn't investigate. This really looks like there should be a secret passage here. This could be the wrong way too. I think there are other flooded areas or rivers or whatever this is supposed to be. So this is new. There's something about the dead speaking, so...
There's an inscription engraved here on the moss cake stone. Theodorus.
Well, I feel like my time was respected. Even if you forgot this name while you were going on your way back. Alright, where are the closest stairs? I was gonna say I rather liked this one, except all of a sudden they made me go all the way back just to find an engraving on a name. There's always one more. Jesus. I don't even know if there's gonna be something waiting for me on the other side.
Theodorus, Theodorus is my name. Pass, child, and beware the halls ahead.
Whatever happened to rewarding someone for getting it right? Why?
Answer me this, and prove thy wit, for a true challenge is rare indeed. I am twice as old.
I'm gonna write this down.
I am twice as old as 3 times the age of the Sphinx of Gazia, Agamemnus, divided by 1/9 the age of the Sphinx of Canis, Igon, who left this world 26 years ago. Then what is my age?
Is it... Wait, can you answer that with the available information? notes about this. I'm gonna try a calculator here. All right. Like puzzles like this because I feel they're less a test of your ability and more just relying on weird wording.
You're free to enter, child, but be warned there be devils within. Pedestals hang in the air of this room, defying all laws. Your senses are alert to the acrid stench of brimstone and to the whirring of leathery wings.
It's still not as bad as that puzzle. Ow.
Fourth piece of the Staff of Chaos fastens itself to the other three in a flash of blue light. The staff is now half complete.
So I'm guessing there's nothing here other than things that will hurt me. That didn't do anything. I saw treasure. You can't tell me it's not here. What? Alright, well, I know where all the treasure is, so. That was not my smartest move. should use a crystal of lifesteal instead. Give me the loot. Is this just a trap? Awful. I'm getting out of here. This is taking so much more effort than it should. Of course, now I'm abrim with confidence, but I'm just gonna get out of here. Normally there is some kind of an attack after I get an item, so I'm going to wait until I'm in town before I rest. One more round. Alright, and this should be fairly easy to get out of here. If only I knew the right way. The red X was the thing that I didn't get to read when I started. I forgot where I was. I think it was Corinth originally. Yes.
City-state of Corinth in Elsewhere province. The date is Turdus, 8th of Morning Star in the year 3rd Era 391. Based on the current weather, it will take 10 days to travel here with a total distance of 400 kilometers. You should arrive by Freitas, 18th of Morning Star in the year 3rd Era 391.
I didn't mean to cancel that. Hopefully I can get my sword in time.
You enter Sindel's quality tool store, stamping your feet to warm them and shaking the frozen snow from your shoulders. Many items of interest hang on the walls and are displayed in the display case in front of you.
I'll have to identify the items before I sell them. Except for the one longsword. I wonder if I can make it to the Mages Guild in time. I've always wondered.
It is obvious, whoever you are, that you are a cunning and worthy foe. Perhaps Rhea chose well, even if it was her last act. I will not insult your intelligence with digression. My minions soon approach, but I will not consign you to the dark door of death. You have proven your worth. Once you are killed, I will raise you to fight for me as one of my servants. Give him to me now, and I offer you everlasting life.
How'd you get in here? Whoa. Alright, so I can't buy things. Wait, that's all it took?
The White Griffin seems to be the last bastion of warmth and light against the Arctic darkness outside.
Also very good for avoiding minions, apparently. I would like a room with the strongest lock, please.
You have recovered the fourth piece. I honor your bravery. Listen closely now, my friend, for Tharn has begun in earnest to look for you. Do not fear. He does not know your true identity, but he can sense the staff's power. With 4 of the 8 pieces, you stand out like a lantern at night. I urge you to caution. The 5th piece of the staff lies in an ancient stronghold of sorcery called the Crystal Tower. It was said that the southern tip of the Dragon's Teeth, which stretches from the ice-covered mounts of High Rock to the wooded forests of Valinor, could be seen on the horizon from the top parapet of the tower. This would lead me to believe it is not far south of the majestic mountain's range. You must find the tower and gain access to recover the 5th piece of the Staff of Chaos.
I wish she would just tell me. So we'll start with a quick trip to the Mages Guild to identify everything. I'll grab whatever sales I can, and then we'll start finding the Crystal Tower. What rumors have you heard?
Just business as usual in Corinth, I guess.
Where is the Crystal Tower?
No one's heard of that in the past 500 years.
Where was it 500 years ago? What do you know about the Crystal Tower?
Sorry, friend. I thought that was just a myth.
Are you the apprentice?
The white dust in the Mages Guild is not as deep as the snow outside, but it is so omnipresent that all the arcane relics within seem to be covered by a thin shroud. It is an almost soundless chamber, with the only occasional sigh from the pot of boiling liquid on the fire. Slowly warmth creeps back into your chilled body.
I think I'm identifying everything, but yes. these are actually some potions that I might want to keep. Excuse me. Have you heard anything about the Crystal Tower?
Is that just a legend?
I assure you it's not. How about the closest equipment store?
I would check to the northwest if I were you.
Thank you. Madam, well, I'll ask who you are.
I'm called Takthar Baraste, a city-state nomad. You know, I mostly travel around doing odd jobs.
I know the feeling. In your travels, have you heard of anything about the Crystal Tower?
I was heard of that place in the past 500 years.
I see. Thank you. I don't want to do any other repairs until I know where I'm heading.
Why don't you try somewhere in the wilds of Summerset? I think that the legends say the Crystal Tower was located there, but I'm not really sure.
That was very helpful, thank you.
You enter the basic gear store, stamping your feet to warm them and shaking the frozen snow from your shoulders. Many items of interest hang on the walls and are displayed in a display case in front of you.
Do you have a good shield? Do you have an ebony katana? sir, we've been over this. It's fine, elven craftsmanship. Against my better judgment, I will hang on to cure disease, healing, and poison.
The city-state of Firsthold in Summerset Isle Province. The date is Lourdes, 19th of Morningstar, in the year 3rd Era 391. Based on the current weather, it will take 54 days to travel here. Total distance is 2,260 kilometers, and you should arrive by Sundus, 13th of First Seed, 3rd Era 391. You've arrived in the city-state of Firsthold in Summerset Isle Province. The date is Morndis, 14th of First Seed, in the year 3rd Era 391. It took 54 days to reach your goal. When High Lord Torinan came to this isle, our city sprang from his first step onto its rocky shores. Be welcome to Firsthold, birthplace of the High Elves, who carry our past.
Hello. First of all, have you heard any rumors?
Sorry, I wish I had to say something, but I don't.
What do you know of the Crystal Tower?
There may be something near Lilandril. I heard that a temple found something that has deciphered its location.
Thank you very much. I will take my leave.
Another 11 days. The city-state of Lilandrus, Summerset Isle Province, date is 14th of First Seed, 3rd Era 391, 580 kilometers, and arriving on the 25th of First Seed. You've arrived in the city-state of Lilandril in Summerset Isle Province. The date is Freydis, 25th of First Seed, in the year 3rd Era 391. It took 11 days to reach your goal. Welcome to Lilandril, the high elven hold in the northern coasts of Summerset. The people fight here for honor and glory. Come, challenge our land if you dare.
Gentlemen, what do you know of the Crystal Tower?
All mages at one time or another seek the Crystal Tower for it is the crux of the magic in the world. Those who know not where to begin often seek counsel at the Mages Guild. Perhaps you should try there.
Where is the Mages Guild?
I'm not really sure. Go southeast for a while and ask there.
You know the Crystal Tower, but you don't know the Mages Guild. It's definitely more east than south.
A cool breeze follows you into the Mages Guild, drying the slight sheen of sweat from your brow. The interior smells of spices and chemicals. As your eyes adjust to the dim light, you can make out arcane implements and mystical apparati. You think you feel a strange tingling on your skin. My name is Coram Ashlin, and I have the dubious honor of being the lore master of this Mages Guild. Word has spread that you seek the Crystal Tower. I have known students of mine to search an entire lifetime, never destined to walk within its hallowed halls. I will, however, consider doing something I would have never thought to do. I will help you find the Crystal Tower. In return, you must do a favor for me first. You see, a few nights ago, priests from the Mad God attacked our guild. They were protected by some sort of spell that absorbed our magic, making us powerless to stop them. Many of our initiates died, and the priests carried off a number of our treasured artifacts. Among these was a small diamond. I cannot speak more of this, other than to say that it serves a vital purpose here in the guild by strengthening our magic. It has a secondary function as well, one that would be of interest to you. I quested and won this magical item in fair combat from its previous master, the demi-lich Zarathus. It is said that the light from this gem will allow the viewer to see the true location of the Crystal Tower on a specially prepared map. A map I have in my study. The priests, however, have the diamond. If you would consider recovering it, I would be happy to show you the location of the Crystal Tower. You will, however, have to bring me the diamond first. Do you agree?
I have to.
Good. You'll find the Temple of the Mad God outside the city of Lilandril. Wait a moment while I get a pen and mark the location on your map. Remember, bring me the diamond and I will show you the location of the Crystal Tower as a reward. Coram inscribes the location of the Temple of the Mad God onto your map.
Oh, hang on. If there's an item to buy, I want it. Let's see how long it will take me to get to this place. 4 days. Here's good enough.
The Temple of the Mad God in Summerset Isle Province. The date is Freydis, 25th of First Seed in the year 3rd Era 391. Based on the current weather, it will take 4 days to travel here. Total distance is 200 kilometers. You should arrive by Turdus, 29th of First Seed in the year 3rd Era 391.
Hey, water. I think for these ones I'm going to do my best to just find the stairs and move on. One of the problems is that I've got so much gear and so few opportunities to upgrade it that these become a bit of a slog. And even the gold that I get from magical items now, unless it's a couple of thousand, there's no point in me negotiating. you are, but you look funny. Okay, in fairness, you are really tough. I will admit, this looks really nice. Then you see that there's no windows to justify it. That doesn't look so nice. Sometimes hard to tell if I've gone through an area or not. Curious, there's fire resistance, which is good against those. I'm wondering if there's an equivalent magic resistance or physical resistance. Because I will admit the fire resistance is ridiculously powerful. I think I'm going to take one of these kite shields just just have a backup. These things I dislike because they're very good at taking out my mana. That's one for the fire resistance. It's been a while since I've had to deal with a troll. What is this? Whatever it is, it looks evil. have the feeling the lava room was the one I was supposed to go into. I have no idea how the grass is growing out of those tiles. But this is the temple of the mad god, so it might make sense that there are things that don't make sense. One concern I have is that there's probably going to be more than one level to this, and I don't think I have the time to do all of it. So this might be something that we need to leave in progress, and we'll return to next week, but I still have about half an hour. I'll say it again, the monks are my new enemy. Out of everything, I think these are the ones that I fear possible death to. What are these robes made out of? plausible solution for this, especially when people are on the ledges, is to levitate. The challenge we learned in the Halls of Colossus are that if you levitate in the wrong area, you miss out on entranceways that you need. Here we are. So the options seem limited. That may be good, but so I'm disabling alarms I set for myself to make sure that I got a proper night's sleep, which is why I'll be finishing a little bit earlier. Gold pieces where the other one had 28. The wage gap is even true for monks. No idea what I'm going to be up against in the last level if this is what it's like halfway through.
note on the floor instructs someone to move things to the secure storage area in the northeast before any meddlers arrive. Indeed, the room has something or other.
Northeast I go. This is not the room they put it into. Is there a more northeast? Whoa. Down. I don't know what the northeast room was supposed to be, but I have a feeling I missed it or I misinterpreted it. This may be a problem. Now would be a good time to rest. this thing jumps out at me. I think this is enough for me to go with what I've got. I probably should have been looking over here, but maybe we'll do a quick peek on this side and then go to the right again. undefeatable. I get the feeling I just spent a bunch of time in areas I'd already explored. Mind you, it's not very likely that there's going to be downward stairs in a spot that's so close to the entrance. I thought I already looted this. Yeah, we'll jump over it. still find that room where they put all the loot, this might be worth it. Those things are terrifying. I figured I'd just take out the orc on my way back, but that sounds like another iron golem. If I lost the run on that, I was going to be so upset. Alright, I only have 1 minute left, but I'll make use of it. Also, because I didn't have a lot to say this time around, I'll do a little bit of a debrief at the end, but not as Caius. Alright, I might have got a little turned around, but this seems as good of a place as any to wrap up for now.
Alright. Hi. This is my normal voice. I need some water. You'll notice the last couple of streams have been pretty strictly around the 3-hour mark. Partly that's just by, last one more turned out that way. I thought there would be some music for here, so that's my bad. But tonight, I'm off of the course that I used to be on at work, which means that my hours are shifting to a little bit of an earlier one, and my weekend ran ahead of me. Essentially, for those of you curious for these podcasts, I normally record them on the weekend and then I upload them for premiere at Tuesday at 7. And I thought because we hit the halfway point in terms of the main quest, I thought it would be cool to sort of check in and say what I think of this. So I started off playing the Elder Scrolls Arena as somebody who wasn't a very big Elder Scrolls fan. I didn't really spend a lot of time inside of Skyrim, for instance, and I was distracted by a few different things. Like I didn't quite like the whole treadmill of quests that I wound up on, and I was a little annoyed that the main plot kept getting diverted by, you know, all of these deliveries that my character was making and such. And one thing that really encouraged me about the Elder Scrolls Arena was that there would be sort of these holidays, and I wound up getting some very strong gear as a result of this Warriors Festival. And it gave me a reason to sort of hang out in town and build up my strength and start going on some of these quests. So I've actually come to really appreciate the other Elder Scrolls games, which I've only really sort of installed and made sure work with OBS, which, by the way, is not a promise that I'll do all of them, but I have considered the possibility of doing some other Elder Scrolls games. I thought that was a really neat idea. And there's something in this which still has an interesting point. There's an interesting guiding... there's an interesting motivator for the way that I'm acting in this game, which is that because so much of the loot is randomized, I'll pick up every katana that I can in hope of finding that ebony one, and so on and so forth. Now, I won't say my enthusiasm has diminished, but I'm also realizing the limits of that, of this system. And I think that partially explains why I had so little to say right now, because there's obviously this pattern of you need to find a legendary location in Tamriel, and in order to get to that location, you need to do a quest for someone. And it feels like that the quest to actually get to the piece of this, like the staff always seems to have these 2-layer dungeons, whereas it feels like the ones that you need to actually get to the bit with the staff, you have to do these like 3 or 4 level dungeons. And like that's obviously something you have to do to progress on the main story. And then there's a little thing like, so the riddles by and large are not too bad. When that math one, I tried a few different forms. I quite literally just put in a random solution I got because I had like 2 or 3 different solutions, and I just picked one. So for whatever reason, that one turned out. But the riddles I don't mind too much. I did mind the one which is, what is my name? And it's like, oh, you're really going to make me go back through this whole level to do this? And yes, they really are. The only complaint that I have right now, so I partly wanted to do this little debrief because we haven't talked about this game, and I haven't had a chance to sort of chat with you all. Obviously, this is pre-recorded, so it's a one-way chat. I haven't really been able to properly give an account of how I feel about this game compared to when I started and when I was getting enthusiastic and such. So this game has helped me appreciate the Elder Scrolls. The limitations that I've realized now are that because I liked the fact that I was doing all of these side quests in order to find things to do inside of the town to make sure that I hit certain holidays. And I like that feature a lot. And the problem now is that because the game has given me so much stuff, I've gotten so much money from these magical items that I've sold, there's less and less reason for me to do quests now. And because there are items that are somewhat rare, like the Albany Katana and that, but are randomly generated, I still go to like stores and such, but the cost of visiting every store in every village in hopes of finding this one really specific piece of loot isn't really there. And I don't have opportunities to really spend this gold. It just winds up being this thing that I continue to amass. So it's devalued these quests. I suppose the one thing that quests would potentially give me is experience, but then I suppose I also get experience by attacking enemies in dungeons. So I'm not sure the problems I'm running into with killing people are related to my level. So this is the one thing that I think has room for improvement, is that they did a really great job giving me reasons to be like Tamriel's finest courier for a while. And right around the time that the quest started getting interesting, like go from this city to this other city to get this thing that someone stole. And by the way, if you try to sleep in that town, these assassins are going to try and get you because these two people don't like each other. That was really interesting, and yet I almost certainly will never do another one of those quests again because I have all of the money that I need, and I don't think the experience that I can get from that really will justify the time that it takes to go between two locations where I could instead be searching for another piece of the Staff of Chaos. So it'd be neat, even if you were to just do like 2 floors to these side dungeons, or even make maybe some of the side dungeons not be dungeons, but to make them be these quests that you do, I thought might have worked a little bit better, because for this individual playthrough, because I wound up with such powerful gear early on and so much money, I've turned off of these interesting side quests that probably break a little bit of the monotony earlier than I think was intended. I covered the structure of the levels. The one thing, and I suspect this probably changes over time, I kind of like the fact that there's big dungeons for you to explore, but a lot of these layouts don't make any sense. I'm not quite sure what the value added of, spending half of the dungeon going through sequences of rooms with nothing in them. And it's funny because the one thing that I thought worked really well in the structure was getting these legendary relics. So I really liked going to try and find the Ogma Infinium, especially after finding out how strong it is. The Staff of Magnus I haven't used as much, but I did take a quick look at the codex that comes with this game. And apparently the way that these powerful magical relics work is that they do have a finite number of uses. So that was the thing I was looking for. And apparently you can only get one at a time. So you use the item as many times as you want, and then eventually it vanishes away. And this kind of a neat idea that, they thought it was so powerful that no one person should use it. So I thought that's a neat take on, don't abuse this great power that you've been given. But the drawback is you apparently cannot get another special item until you use it, and until you basically, if you have one of these powerful artifacts, you cannot get an additional powerful artifact. You can only have one at a time. The Ogma Infinium obviously goes away as soon as you use it. But I haven't had as many uses for the Staff of Magnus unless it does something about the monks. Obviously, the monks and the knights are particularly difficult for me because I do so many physical attacks, and I suppose they have a higher immunity to them. But that's a little more specific. But yeah, so the drawback is that because my character seems to be reasonably powerful for the point that he finds himself in the game, there are fewer reasons to do some of the interesting things on the side and some of the things that made me very enthusiastic about this game. I still quite like it, and I'm really looking forward to going through to the end, but sometimes I find this call and response of, harass everyone in the village to find out what province you need to visit next, go through a four level dungeon with an absolutely insane layout, and then so you can go and answer riddles in a 2-level dungeon, or find, I don't know what the 7th key was for, by the way, but go through this multi-level go through this 2-level dungeon so that you can do some riddles. It is a little bit of a grind at this point. And I think it's just because so much of the stuff that was a source of sort of delight and variation doesn't have the payoff. And I think that's sort of where enchanting and blacksmithing and all of these other things have sort of come into in these kinds of games, because, I actually think this game would work quite well in its current form if they gave you more opportunities to go and find special items as a result of a quest. I think, the search for powerful artifacts is a great one, and you can still keep that rule of you only can have one really powerful artifact. But, for me to be able to get that ebony katana, even if there's no like smithing or enchanting system inside the game, to be able to do some kind of a quest to go and get that, I would probably be more willing to go through a 4-level dungeon in order to obtain the parts for some blacksmith to produce this weapon for me. I think I'd be a little bit more willing to do that, and to put main quest content behind this, 4-level dungeon, and then whatever you need to actually get the staff of chaos. That it just feels, because it's mandatory, it definitely feels like the time is not being as well spent. So if I sound less enthusiastic, that's not entirely true. I actually enjoy recording these, and I wanted to cover the runtime a little bit, just because I know I've done a couple of shorter ones. Oddly enough, those are more popular, but I was hoping to try and get like multiple pieces of the Staff of Chaos on the next stream, but we'll see. But at the halfway mark, I will say, if you've never played Arena before and you have a decent, you need a little bit of patience to play this game. If you're a fan of the Elder Scrolls, I suppose it depends which game you're playing. Which one is your favorite one? Excuse me. I think if the one you like, or the ones you love, are the ones that are in the or some of the earlier ones, then you'll probably like Arena more, because this just logically makes sense, right? They've had fewer chances to iterate on the successful formula, so it's probably going to resemble the original game more. If Skyrim is your favorite game, I'm not entirely sure picking up Arena is going to rekindle your love for the game, but this is kind of neat. Things like being able to to go through wall, like the pass wall spell, the fact that I can basically remove any wall in the game, the fact that I can build a ton of different spells, they're really neat things that I don't use as often, just because, again, the process of like spending a lot of mana and then finding out that I need to, to rest for some ungodly amount of time, and chances are there's going to be a couple of enemies that pop up to cause me some trouble in between. Just the benefit doesn't quite seem to be there, especially because these levels are just so labyrinthian. This is true of all old games, by the way. Like Dark Forces, I quite like Dark Forces, but I still get lost in those levels, and that game's been out for a very long time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the rest of this. I have a feeling that it's going to be a little grindy, and I'm going to need to find some good ways to keep the dungeons somewhat entertaining as I try and go through something that is clearly a little too long. I'm avoiding. The first time I looked at a guide was to find out. I basically wanted to find out what the Staff of Magnus does, because I know there are some items that my character can't equip, so I wanted to see whether or not that thing was worth it. And I'm still not entirely clear what the item does. But I mean, I'm pretty sure if I wanted, I could find sort of the paths to the ends of the dungeons online. I feel actually, I think I think there might be maps inside of the codex. Now that I think of it. But yeah, I'm trying to avoid that because I do, if I can say that I played all of the Elder Scrolls and the Elder Scrolls Arena, and I did it on my own account. I don't know. That makes me feel better. It's basically the same thing I did with Dark Souls, and I like doing that. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the ride. We're halfway through. I will probably try and set aside some substantial time on the weekend to make sure that I do a nice fair-sized session. It's pretty likely, I mean, for 3 hours I can usually get through a piece of the staff and one of the dungeons. So, maybe I do a 4.5 hour session, and I might be able to try and get 2 pieces of the staff if I'm lucky. And yeah, we will see where it all goes when it's done. But have a good night, and we'll see you next Tuesday.